What's up, guys? Barry Gaming here, back with some more Idle Heroes, and today we're kind of following up on the whole no purchasing kind of movement going on. There's a lot of the big guilds on Android that are taking part of it. They're not spending anything. There hasn't been that much to really spend on the past couple weeks anyway. The big test is going to be next week with the Chishi event, because it's usually a very good event overall, both free to play and spenders. So we'll have to see how many stick to their guns. And a lot of people have been asking, like, if they should be selling their copies of good heroes that they've gotten this week with the Soul Awakening Gala on the auction house, because they're thinking, well, there's not as many people spending, so there's not going to be people buying copies. But in reality, one thing that really hasn't been affected is the iOS spending side of things. So hopefully you guys enjoy this one. Let's jump into it. Let's talk about what you should be doing with your good copies. Let's get going. So the first thing I want to go over too is I use a website called Sensor Tower a lot. I like to check in on all the different games that I kind of play. You can see like what the positive and negative review breakdown is for different regions. Like you can go to like Canada and check it out. It usually is pretty standard across the board, not very different for other countries. But what you do get to see is how many downloads that month you had, and of course what the revenue is. Now I feel like the whole hashtag no purchasing started in July, so this is the number we'd want to check out. I believe this is combination of iOS and Android, so about 2 million worldwide. I don't know, well, it does say Google Play here, so I don't know if they do break down iOS separately. This definitely does not include the Tap store, I believe, which is essentially the Google Play in China. It's the Tap Play store instead of the Google Play store, so I don't believe that revenue can be tracked on here at all. But I do like going on sites like this because you can kind of see the category rankings. You can see what the reviews are for the game and everything like that. But one thing I like doing is the category rankings and taking a look. So overall, I would say Idle Heroes over the past, like, what is this? 3 months or so, 4 months, has been pretty steady on their ranking overall as a free game on the store. It's actually gone up in the past couple weeks as far as popularity goes. But the other thing is, if you look at grossing, it's like in the top 30 to 40 of the category of the role-playing games on the stores, which is pretty interesting to see. It's still going pretty strong. Yeah, I mean, you can see today's rank, it's ranked 25 in top grossing games, which is pretty interesting. So as far as if the spending's really there, I don't know. We're gonna have to wait overall for next month to see what this number changes to. But to be honest, this number is pretty static when it comes to looking at DH games and Idle Heroes. It's been about 2 million for like forever, which is why they continue to support the game and update it, I think. We'll have to see if the price changing did anything. I love how they have the ad that has a person that kind of looks like me still going around. What does it actually say? Hold on. Let's zoom in. Download Idle Heroes, enter IHMC, get 40 free heroes, knowing others pay for heroes. Man, I should get royalties for the use of my image or something like that, because I feel like that was what it was. But this is the one we're going to be talking about really in the next couple weeks. So what does that mean for the in-game economy? Mainly the one that people focus on the most, and that is going to be the auction house. Because if there actually aren't as many people spending money, that does mean it's going to take longer for your heroes to actually sell, especially if we're looking at like A and S tier heroes. I mean, some of them are kind of random here. Let's also filter by the Transcendence heroes. Let's do this right here. Let's just highlight all you guys. All of them. So even like A tier heroes of Queen and everything, they're still going for about $1,000. Because if you look at this, it's 2,500 starry gems for $100. It's more for other people out there. So are people going to be willing to spend this for these heroes? Probably not. Surprised Mockmans are as cheap as they are here, but yeah, even like the Vestas, I imagine the Vestas are going to be like ridiculous price. If there's even any Vestas. There's one S tier Vesta. Oh my goodness. That is a copy. But yeah, what does that mean for you? Because of course, if you're free to play and you get really lucky and hit like an A- or higher hero, that means they can get that very special, let's see if we can find Giant Killer. Giant Killer does more damage to enemies who have more health than you. which is like every PvE and every game mode in the game besides PvP versus other peers. So this is why the A- tiers are so coveted. Will you be able to sell your copy? Well, because this store is actually iOS and Android, because you can see you can even gift your starry gems across iOS and Google Play. Like, you can pick wherever you want. I think you're still fine, because iOS stores, as far as I know, haven't changed. They actually changed a few months ago, and then now is when the store inflation, price adjustment, whatever you want to call it, started earlier this month, was for the Google Play Store. I don't think, of course, they've changed anything on the TapTap servers, but it's kind of hard to tell about that. But I think you can still sell your copies just fine. One thing I do think is something that sells for a lot, but the prices have really driven themselves down, is if you are going to spend money on the game, try to just grab like B copies of every hero, because you can look how dirt cheap B- hero copies are going. Let's actually see even B+. I mean, that's not that much, all things considered. If you get like an A roll and an attack on a hero, that would be cool. I guess kind of the B+ are probably a little more expensive, but B heroes, they're not that bad price. So if you do manage to sell something, I would try to just go ahead and rebuy and not try to summon, because as you guys have seen, even with my summons, I think I even have my Soul Awakening Gala point detail. You can see what you get normally, E to D-. You get lucky once in a while with some C tier heroes, but getting above that is really a shot in the dark. So if you have starry gems, not contract starry gems, I highly suggest you do not summon unless you are going for the Gala rewards here. If you do that, that's fine. I managed to get like a B- vest that sold it for like 800. That allowed me to finish the event, which was really good for me. And like I said, lastly, it's really going to come down to see if spenders are going to keep spending on the Chi-Chi special event. We had a video about it earlier in the week. Last year's event, we had Transcendence Vesa, Fairy Queen Vesa, come out, so it was like a super special event. I don't know if it's going to be as special this year or as rewarding as it was, because last year we had the Transcendence fight. We had all those other special things attached to the Chi-Chi festival, so we'll have to see, and then we'll have to take a look in a couple weeks. The Sensor Tower data should be updated. We'll be able to see if it's dropped below $2 million this month. That would probably be the only sign that the hashtag no purchasing is working, if it drops below 2 million, because like I said, it's been 2 million for a long time. It makes a steady 2 million every single month, and you guys see how big the company is there. So I don't know how much is going to profits, how much is whatever. That's beyond me. But we'll have to see if the hashtag no purchasing is actually working. So let me know if you guys are still participating, or you guys changing your name in game too, because I've seen a lot of people do that. But what speaks louder is your actual wallet. See you guys next time.